Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to check and make sure that my recording button was on. Again, still getting used to all this lovely technology that we have. Happy to be here. I'm glad that you guys were able to make it and join me for this soft and surrendering practice. We're going to be doing this every Thursday morning at 9:30 live, as long as you are willing and as long as we are in isolation. So it'll be nice to have some faces here that I can practice with or teach to practice. It's almost like practicing alone in a space, but seeing all your lovely faces up in the little corners of all the gallery view here is very helpful, and it's wonderful to be surrounded by you guys. So I don't know what it's doing where you are, but here it's rainy and dreary in Florida, and that's okay. I feel like it's washing away all that is not well. So it's a good thing. Brings spring, brings new growth, brings what we need for change. So this practice this morning is going to be a gentle, soft, surrendering class. I would like for you to see that I have set up, and I'll try and be a little better about letting you know each time props you'll need, but always come into class with me having a block or two and a couple of blankets for comfort. What we're going to do today and start with today is lying down, and you can see here that I've piled two blankets up. I've actually folded them in thirds so that we have a nice little cozy start for our morning. And I've done this sideways so that you can see how this works. I also tucked a little block in between, just so that I have the ability to lift my neck. It's very important when you're lying on the floor. I want you to be mindful in Shavasana. I notice as a teacher, when I'm in a classroom full of students, I notice that you see oftentimes people with their head way back and their jaw up in the sky. And that's very, does not help to maintain the integrity of the cervical spine, and it's just not a comfortable space to be in. And understandably, I've had a cervical fusion from a car accident many, many years ago. So with that fusion, the natural curve in my spine is no longer there. And so they fused C5 and C6. And so for me, when I lie down, I had a very beautiful teacher point out to me many, many years ago, when I lie down, my neck has this curve going kind of funky here. So we always prop the head. I want the lines of your ears or the sides of your head, if you can envision your ears parallel to the earth. So if that means even in Shavasana, taking a blanket underneath the head just to bring the head back into alignment, you'll notice it feels much better. So in this situation, I like to tuck a block underneath. It gives me that ability to lengthen my cervical spine enough so that I'm comfortable. So let's get started with, as always, I like to start with some kind of cleansing pranayama. We've been doing a lot of Kapalabhati in all the classes, and I'd like to introduce you to a new one today, and it's called Mukha Bhastrika. And Mukha Bhastrika is a cleansing pranayama, and we come up on our knees for this one. And if you're uncomfortable with your knees, we won't be up high on them, so it's okay. But if you're comfortable here, great. If you need to tuck a blanket between the hips and the heels and that makes it a little easier for you for this pranayama, please do so. Mukha Bhastrika and all cleansing pranayamas are used to remove all that stagnant air and energy out of the base of the lungs. So it is a diaphragmatic breathing that is a forced breath and a passive inhale typically. So this breath will do 3 rounds, and it'll be an inhale when we come up and an exhale as we come down. And I'll demonstrate for you, and then we'll practice 3 rounds together. So the inhale, a long spine, and then the mouth is in Kaki Mudra, so it's like a beak. So we will be doing all the way down, and you'll feel that come from the base of the lungs. So inhale deeply and begin, and I'll, well, not begin, watch me do this demo quick. Inhale, coming all the way up. So we'll repeat that 3 times, and as we fold forward with that breath work, we're bringing everything up and emptying everything from the base up. So let's try that 3 times together. So seated nice and tall, take an inhale in and begin. Put that Kaki Mudra in, look like that beak. Inhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale. So it's important that we do some cleansing pranayama, especially now with all that's happening. Helps to cleanse our lungs, helps to take care of moving that stagnant energy, that stagnant air also out of our lungs. So what I'd like for you to do with me is to find yourself. We'll begin here on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana, and stack it so that it is comfortable for you. Have a block or 2, and maybe you don't need blocks. Maybe your hips are fairly open. But we're gonna start by scooting up, right up to the edge of that blanket. And if we find that that edge is too tall, take it down a notch. Maybe slide your blanket up. I want you to be comfortable here. So we're gonna press into the earth with both hands, create that tall spine. Put the soles of the feet together. Sit nice and tall and gently lay back on an inhale, lengthening. Exhale, lay your spine down like it were a string of pearls. 1 at a time, all the way down. We can take our blocks and tuck them under the knees for support. Remember, check in with your head. Make sure that your head is comfortable, your neck is comfortable, and you've got one long line of the spine. Gentle tuck of the chin. Let's bring our arms up, reach as long as we can to the sky. Maybe find a few wrist rolls, wiggle the fingers. And tuck the shoulder blades down on either side of your bolster or stack of blankets. We're going to take 3 cleansing breaths here. Deep inhale into the body. Open mouth exhale. 2 more. Open mouth exhale, let it all go and surrender. 1 more. And just lie here in the stillness. Let your hips soften. Let your entire body relax and rest here. Soften the eyes. Soften the jawline. Swallow. Soften the shoulders, the low back, the hips, the quads, the calves, the feet, the ankles. Follow your breath. Feel your belly rise and fall. Any thoughts come to mind, observe them, but let them move past. Without attaching to a solution, without attaching to a question, without adding another thing to your to-do list today. Just let those thoughts move right on by. You have acknowledged them. Rest. Soften deeper, surrender deeper. Go in all the spaces you might feel some tension today. Three more deep, deep breaths, really letting go of any tension in the body. Starting to deepen your breath. Dirga pranayama, filling up lower, middle, and upper. Exhaling lower, middle, and upper. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes here. And to protect the spine, I'd love for you to bring your hands down to the knees. Draw the knees to center. Maybe even remove the blocks, set them off for use later to the side. And take the feet out to the edges of your mat and just let the knees drop into the center line of the body for a moment and take a few breaths. Very gently heel-toeing the feet back into the center. We're going to just gently take just a few windshield wipers movements with the knees from side to side. Exhaling the knees over to the left and back into center on an inhale. To the right. Inhale to center. Find a few of those in either direction. And then gently coming up back to center with the knees. We're going to roll over to our right or left side and just press your way up into a comfortable seat here. Taking the blankets out of the way for the time being and sliding them off to the right or left of your mat. And stretch back out for a moment in your Shavasana. Take the feet wide, let the feet flop open. Bring the arms up overhead. Take a big stretch on an inhale. Exhale. Find those cactus arms and just breathe deeply. Opening up the heart space, opening up the front of the chest. 3 deep breaths to the body. And then very slowly, bring the arms down to your sides, knees to the chest on an exhale. Find those gentle movements, maybe from side to side. And then placing the hands on tops of the knees, find those big circles. Check in with the hip joints. Our femur attaches in that ball and socket type joint in our hip. And sometimes they get a little clunky, so notice where you stick. Be sure to find balance, find the opposite direction in that movement. Maybe small circles are better. Maybe taking the knees out wide and down to the sides of the body. And again, be very mindful here of your neck. Make sure that you have, this is a little high for me. I prefer a blanket. I can grab one in a minute, but make sure that you maintain that integrity of the spine, but draw the knees down. Take a few deep, deep breaths. Let the spine flatten out on the earth. If it's available from here, Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Find the big toes, the soles of the feet, maybe the backs of the knees or the thighs, and rest here. Take a few breaths. Where is it that you feel comfortable without strain on the shoulders, without strain on the neck? Take a few deep inhales and exhales. Maybe find a little playfulness with your happy baby, and maybe take it from side to side. What works best for you? So we have the ability here now to maybe grab the big toes or the legs, extend the legs long to the sky, and again, lots of options depending on your practice and where you feel comfortable. Press the heels to the skies. Check in with your hamstrings today. Where are you? How does it feel? Pressing the toes down to the face, heels to the sky. Flattening the spine out on the earth. Gentle, deep breath. If those hamstrings are a little snug and tight this morning, it's okay. Soften the knees. Maybe reach out with one nice and long. Stretch it out. Bend the left. Switch. Deep, deep breaths. One more time on either side. Deep stretch, maybe drawing that left side all the way down as much as possible. Stretch through the right. You'll tip a little to the left side, but that's okay. We'll support ourselves with the earth, so we rock just slightly to that left. Bring those toes down. Stretch into that hamstring. Nice. One more big breath in. Press that heel. Nice. Let's switch it out. Come back. Draw that right knee to the earth. Press it out with the left. Relax the shoulder on the left. Maybe we're able to place the hand behind the calf. It's a little more comfortable to you. Check in. Deep, deep breath. Nice. Slowly coming back to that center line. We're going to slowly find our way rocking up and down to that comfortable seat. So cross the feet at the ankles. Find a few spinal rocks. And if that's uncomfortable for you, don't do it. If you have any spinal injuries or anything going on with your spine, feel free to roll over to your side and come up to that comfortable seat. So from here this morning, we've stretched those hamstrings out a little bit. I'd love to move into Paschimottanasana, a forward, seated forward fold. Coming at it from Dandasana. So Dandasana is staff pose, and I'll sit sideways. I think it might be a little easier for you to follow. So seated again, nice and tall. If you have a block, feel free to bring that block down towards the feet if you have this as a constant part of your practice. If your hamstrings are really tight this morning, find softness. We want to surrender to these spaces. So bringing maybe a little rolled blanket under the knees helps when we move into Paschimottanasana. So having that off to the side, sit up tall in Dandasana. Just gently removing the flesh from the sit bones. Find our crown of our head reaching all the way up to the heavens. Shoulder blades down the back, we lift from our heart space. Toes point to the sky, hands can come behind you. Press into the earth with that gentle assist of really lengthening all the way through the crown of the head. Take 3 deep, deep breaths here. Nice, and relax. We're gonna slide that bolster under the knees if you need it. And we're going to come forward slightly this morning. So it's early, just pause here. Take a couple of breaths. Maybe rest your hands on top of the knees, the thighs, the shins. Deep inhale, opening up the back side of the body here a little bit, creating space with that deep inhale. Checking in to see how everything's feeling, because it is early. We've maybe just been up a few hours. Reach down a little further as you breathe and create the space. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, come forward and just pause. No struggle. Where you are, just land. Enjoy it. Take a few breaths. Inhale, come back up. Lengthen. Exhale, soften the knees, come forward again. Take a breath. Inhale, come up, reach. Exhale. Settle in to the space that suits you. When you've found that edge, the place of resistance, sit with it, breathe with it. As in everything that we do on and off this mat, when we meet resistance, we tense the body. So meeting resistance inside the body, we breathe through it slowly and deeply to release that tension, release that resistance, and find ease. Taking that off the mat has the same principles applied. We meet situations with resistance. Step back, take those deep breaths. Find ease and observe. Takes discipline, tapas. 3 more deep breaths wherever you are. You found the edge of resistance, relax the shoulders and the neck. It's often possible too, if you're finding that you're really tight, maybe even bringing the blanket to the top to rest your head. Find your space. 1 more deep, deep breath. This is your practice. Do what works for you. Very softly, slowly now, inhaling, coming up gently, fingertips walking themselves all the way up. Let your head come up last. Nice. So we're going to come around and take a seat, comfortable seat for you. And let's check in with our cervical spine. So we'll take that nice deep inhale. We can place our hands, palms up on our thighs or our knees, wherever is comfortable. Shoulders down the back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And on an exhale, gently bring the chin down to that natural notch, our throat area, our jugular notch. Take a nice deep exhale and soften. Inhale, slowly back up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, nice and deep. Exhale with the chin down towards the armpit area. So we're gently finding a stretch up the back right side of the neck. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to the right. Take a full inhale here. Exhale with the chin just dropping it down to the armpit area. Inhale, slowly back to center. We're going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Be mindful, we don't want to bring our shoulders up. So we want to keep that down. Maybe even take that left hand down to remind you not to creep that shoulder up. So take an inhale here. Exhale, draw that left ear down towards that left shoulder. We can take our right hand and walk the fingers all the way out to the right and find a nice stretch again all the way up the side of the cervical spine. If it's comfortable, you can bring the left arm up and gently place it on the head and feel that beautiful stretch. If you have any neck injuries or this is causing any pain whatsoever, not needed to be done. Nice deep breath here, and then release it slowly, inhaling back to center. Full breath in, exhale to the right. Walk those left fingers out. Find that stretch. Maybe inhaling, maybe adding that gentle stretch with the right hand over the right ear. Take another big, deep breath in and out of the body. And release. Inhale and exhale. So finding the blocks, if you need, one on either side. And let's pause here for a moment. Take a full breath, arms up. Inhale all the way up. Reach, 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 reach. Nice long spine. Now reach so those arms are up alongside the ears. And we're stretching, but we want to make sure our shoulder blades stay down. We don't want to encroach upon the space around our neck. So draw those shoulder blades down so we have space. Take a full breath, ribs down. Exhale, arms at your sides. Let's find 3 more of those. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale, relax. So that left hand, we can find a block, or we can sometimes find the earth, depending on where you are in your body. So let's take an inhale with that right arm, reach long to the sky, left hand on the earth, right next to our hip. Both sit bones stay grounded to the earth, and exhale over to that left side. Reach all the way up. Feel that deep, deep stretch along the intercostal spaces of the body. Maybe we inhale, come back up. Maybe we reach again. Maybe we exhale, come down all the way down on that forearm and Reach again, nice long stretch. Be very mindful here to keep those sit bones resting right on the earth. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, come up when you're ready. And exhale, let's switch sides. So let's find the opposite side. Right hand plants beside your right hip. Inhale, left arm up. And before we do that, I would like to remind you to switch feet. Switch that cross in the legs. So right hand plants, left arm, take that nice deep reach. And exhale off to your right side. Reach, 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 stretch, breathe. Check our time and see how we're doing here. Nice, even, deep breath. Inhale up just a little bit. Exhale even deeper. Inhale, come up. Arms down at your sides. Roll out the shoulders. And then the opposite direction. Let's take our right arm and sweep it across the body. Left arm underneath and just find that gentle stretch here across the shoulder. Take 3 deep breaths here. And then release. Left arm, sweep it across the body. Find that deep stretch. And then release. Take the hands together and just press the palms together. Elbows out, shoulders down the back. We're going to take an inhale, arms all the way up. Interlace the fingers, exhale, press. A little stretch through the wrists and the shoulders. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, round out the spine and fold. Inhale, back through to center. Undo that wrist stretch. Exhale, arms back at your sides. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to bring our hands into center. Elbows up, shoulders down the back. Take that inhale, reach. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale. Round out the spine. Inhale, back up through center. Round it out, exhale. Nice, everybody. Let's take a moment here. Send our legs out long. And again, I'll come around to the side. We're gonna just find a reverse plank or a reverse table. Again, your choice. You can come into reverse table by placing the feet hip distance apart, hands behind the hips, fingers pointing towards your hips, and take that full deep inhale, engage the core, exhale, press the body up. One option. Or point the toes, so seated nice and tall. Point the toes, exhale, find that reverse plank, long spine. Take a deep, deep inhale and exhale. In whatever you've chosen, take 2 or 3 breaths. Beautiful. One more big breath in. We'll get back into our comfortable seat, Sukhasana, coming around to the front of the mat. We're going to extend our right leg out long. Bring the left leg into the body. And again, we're going to get into that hamstring one more time. If you feel your knee needs some support, feel free to tuck a block underneath. So inhale, nice deep reach. Gently bring the navel to the right over top. Just a slight adjustment from here to here. Take a full breath. Exhale. Bringing that forehead down closer and closer to the knee. Feel that stretch. Breathe. Slowly walk the spine up to that seat. Extend that left leg out long, shake it out. We'll bring the right foot in this time. Seated nice and tall. Gently find that alignment, center line of the body over top of the left leg. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Wherever you've landed, take a couple of breaths in Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. Inhale your way all the way up. Let's come over into Varmanasana, our tabletop. And I'd like for you here to just find the knees below the hips. Spread out the fingers nice and wide below the shoulders. Take that deep inhale, exhale, tailbone first, all the way up through the crown of the head. Press the spine open. Inhale, drop the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the heart. Lift the chin. Exhale, take it all the way back. Inhale, release it. Find 3 more of those on your own breath. Remember, slowing it down, long, deep, beautiful breaths. Maybe take a moment here to find that barrel roll as well. What does your spine need today? So it's that movement and rotation, side to side of the spine, and opposite direction. Remember, we always want to find balance. What we do one way, we always need to do in the opposite direction. Deep, deep breath. And then gently take a moment here to come back to neutral spine. We're going to find a little balance pose. Very simple one this morning. Press the right foot behind again, checking into those hamstrings. If you see my left foot here, you can create some more steadiness and balance if you'd like with the toes, tucking the toes. We're going to take the time to remember our core here. So we find our core to protect our lumbar spine. So we draw that Muladhara Bandha, we draw the pelvic floor in, we draw Uddiyana Bandha, the navel to spine in. We can lift that right leg, keeping the toes pointed to the earth. The hips remain square, and if it's comfortable, reach out with the left leg. Take those deep, deep breaths here. 2 more. And release. Let's find the opposite side. Stretch through, press with that heel, wake up that hamstring. Core engaged. Slowly draw that left foot up. Remember, keep those hips square, toes pointed to the earth, not out to the side. Right arm comes up. And release. Take a moment, big toes touch. Take the knees wide, press yourself back into child's pose. Walk the fingers out in front of you. Three more deep, deep breaths in child's pose. And then very, very slowly walking your hands back, coming out of child's pose, coming back to a comfortable seat. Take a full inhale and exhale. We're going to come into one more pose then from Varmanasana, tabletop. We've got the hands spread below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to tuck our toes, press our way back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, that downward facing dog, and gently press those hips back. Sit bones to the sky. Rotate those upper arms externally. So we're taking the upper arms out. Navel to spine. Maybe take a few steps up and down. Walk your dog. Work out those hamstrings again. Maybe come up on the toes and down. But enjoy 3 deep breaths here. Deep, deep breaths. Just a gentle inversion. Slowly coming from here, we're going to press forward into our plank. Just for a breath or two. Again, remember, core engagement here. Protect your spine. 3 breaths. It's okay if you're not willing to come here right now and your body says, come to your knees, bring your toes up behind you. Building a little bit of arm strength gently, but taking the time to breathe through this. One more deep inhale and exhale. Slowly coming down. Lay the feet down on the top of the mat, hands below the shoulders. Bhujangasana. Take a long, deep inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deeply pressing the pubic bone into the earth. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Inhale. Maybe those hands come up this time. Maybe not. Exhale, release. Full breath in. Exhale, come all the way back. Child's pose. Balasana. 3 deep, deep breaths here. Walk those fingers all the way out. Take a moment here, walk the fingers all the way over to the right side. So we can keep our sits bones back at our heels, but walk the upper body out to the right. One more deep, deep stretch in the left side body. Two more. Big, deep breaths here. Walk it back and over to the left. Come back through the center. And then walk the hands back, come all the way up to that comfortable seat. We're gonna get ready to prepare for our Shavasana, but first find a deep twist in the body. One that we can soften and surrender into. So JP twist. So if you would be ready to come back to a comfortable seat. Come all the way down onto the back. And remember, if you need that extra support under the head, we're going to draw the knees up into the chest on an exhale one more time. Find that 90-degree bend. See the toes so that we can see the tips of our toes. We're going to take a full inhale. And exhale the knees all the way over to the left side of the body. So be mindful here, support. Bring that right arm. We're going to bring that right arm out to the right side. And either take the arm and extend it out into a T. You can have a cactus arm. Left hand can go on top of that right knee to create some support. If you'd like a deep twist for the cervical spine, take your chin and rotate it over to the right. So take 3 long, deep breaths into the body. Dirga Pranayama, filling bottom, middle, upper. And exhaling bottom, middle, upper. You might, along the way here in this JP twist, find some popping sensations in the spine when you do this. I love it. It's a wonderful way that your vertebrae are kind of slipping back into place. If it's painful, release the twist, come out of it. A wonderful, yummy place to massage the abdominal organs. So take those deep breaths. Every exhale that you take is just like getting in and wringing out again all that stagnant energy and stuff moving in our body and releasing it. Allowing space for the inhale to bring in fresh prana, beautiful energy. It's settling our nervous system as well as the circulatory system, bringing fresh blood back to those places in our body. So 3 more deep, deep breaths here. Slowly inhaling your head back to center. And what I'd like for you to do here is not move right away. Just gently bring that right arm over that you've had extended out. Scoop the knees up with both hands. Protect your spine. Core engaged, roll back into that center point of the body. Take a moment, stretch, cat stretch. Nice deep, 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 deep stretch. Exhale, knees back to the chest. Let's find the opposite side. So see that 90-degree bend, find your toes. And gently take them and exhale over to the right. Left arm extended out, long right hand on top of that left knee, and gently allow the head to come over to the left. Be very mindful and supportive of the shoulders on the earth. Deep breathing. Beautiful. Head back to center point. Very mindfully bring that left arm down from your side. Scoop the knees up, draw them into center. Find that squeeze of the knees into the body. Take a deep cat stretch. Stretch it out as long as you possibly can. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. And then knees back into the chest. Maybe bring the forehead up to meet the knees if that's available to you. Maybe stretch it out one more time. And then find yourself tucked into Shavasana. Moving any of the body parts that need to be moved. Getting any of the restlessness out of the body. Stretch out. Make that gentle adjustment, bringing the chin down slightly into a tuck so that we maintain that integrity of our cervical spine. Maybe walk the shoulder blades down, lift the heart. Take the feet a little wider than normal and let the feet flop open. Palms at your sides. Face up in a receptive mode. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. Deep inhale into the body. Open mouth, exhale, let everything go. Inhale deeply. Open mouth, exhale it out. Inhale. And exhale. Find softness and stillness. Take a moment here to just scrunch up the face as much as you possibly can. And then uncrunch it. Just let everything relax. Tighten the fingers into tight, tight fists. Tighten the arms all the way up to the shoulders. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release it. Tighten the belly. Hold it. One more breath. Release. Tighten the glutes as tight as you can get them. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and let go. Release that tension. Tighten the quads, the knees, the calves, all the way down into the toes, as much as you possibly can. Hold it. One more, and let it go. One more, the entire body, head to toe. Tighten everything up as tight as you possibly can. Gather all that tension that's in the body that you possibly can be hanging on to right now. Take a deep breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And a big open mouth sigh. Exhale, let it all go. Follow your beautiful, sweet breath in and out of the body and rest. Take the next few moments focusing on surrender. Surrendering your thoughts. Surrendering the muscles and tension in your body to the sweet earth below you. You're supported. You're safe. You're loved. Slowly starting to deepen your breath. Find those gentle movements in the fingers, the toes, the wrists, the ankles. Invite in prana to the body through those deepened breaths. And if you would, stretch out nice and long and roll to your right side. Make a pillow out of that right arm. Bring your knees in close to the body. And pause here with me for a moment while I read a beautiful reading from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. I find his words to be so beautiful, and they come at such a time of need. If you happen to have this book, it's from April 21st, and it's called The Gift of Surprise. Another name for God is surprise. And that was quoted by Brother David Steindl-Rast. While rushing to complete your dearest plans that you tell no one, you can bump into another and groceries will fly. And while picking up the ketchup, you might fall in love. Or in your second year of college, while studying what mommy and daddy want you to be, you can accidentally open a book on Albert Schweitzer and discover that you feel compelled to travel to Africa. Or understanding geometry, you might decide to become a gardener, finding endless joy in creating landscapes. Or the death of your grandmother might open a side of you that's starving for history. It seems that any moment of interest or pain or adversity can surprise us into the larger totality of life, breaking our current limits and allowing us the chance to redefine ourselves in regard to the larger sense that is upon us. That we are open so suddenly, so often, is the way the soul unfolds on earth. We can never be prepared for everything. No one person can anticipate all of life. In fact, over-preparation is yet another way to wall ourselves in from this life. Rather, we can only prepare for how we might respond to the gift of surprise that often moves in on us faster than our reflex to resist. Life is surprising, thank God. And God, the chance to know oneness, lives in that surprise. For God is seldom in our plans, but always in the unexpected. Rise up. Join me in that comfortable seat. Bring your hands into your heart space. Bow your head. Close your eyes. And know that we can never plan or be prepared for everything that this life has to offer. And know that we have been caught completely by surprise with this isolation. What is it that we can learn about ourselves or others if we take the time to dive into our soul? and learn all that it is to offer. Take this time to breathe deeply, slow down, adjust, and receive. Thank you so much for being here, for joining me for this class. I hope to see you next week. My full schedule's online. I'd love to hear any feedback or comments, as always, about how I can help and what I can do to serve you. In love, light, and awareness. Namaste. Love you, everyone. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day.